Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry this video is a bit late, but I've been going around the country saying hello to VectorVest customers. It's 5 to 10 in America, 5 to 3 in the UK. And as you can see on the American market, the S&P holding on to yesterday's gains. The short-term trend on VectorVest has been up for the last four trading sessions, including today. And I've been taking short-term trades, should I say, in the direction of that. So we'll talk about that in a second. The buy-sell ratio has still got a way to go in that there's 682 companies on the buy, 3,384 on a sell, but the buy-sell ratio has improved significantly to 0.2. Still in an oversold position, but certainly better than it was at the tail end of September at 0.05. Let's look at the VectorVest Composite, which I think I've got open just here. So that's the VectorVest Composite, folks, an equally weighted index of all of the shares that we follow in the American market. As you can see, over the last year, the darn thing has been pointing down, and many people, including some exceptionally experienced investors that I've been speaking to around the country, one in particular who's got 30 or 40 years of a successful track record, unfortunately significantly down this year. That's why 80% of the exercise is being in sync with the general market, and since about last November in the American market, the general market has been falling. We have a look at this over the last 6 months now. The longest term measure of the trend on VectorVest is called a confirmed call. That confirmed call has been down since the 26th of August. This is a big rundown. That was the June run up. That was very tradable. Didn't last. It was a very tradable move for traders. Then all of a sudden, the wheels fell off here, and nice relief rally over the last couple of days. Technically, it looks like a rally in a bear market because the momentum is still exceptionally strong to the downside. This is the proprietary market timing indicator, and as you can see, the price is making a falling low, and the indicator is making a falling low. And invariably, that means another push down before a bottom is in. The market can do what it wants. V bottoms are becoming more common, I know, but barring a one-day turn by the Fed and the so-called pivot, then I don't see this stopping here without another test on the downside. Let's hope not. So we had 2 or 3 really good days up. We went sideways yesterday. It was a great intraday trade yesterday. And I wouldn't expect probably not much happening today, because tomorrow is the Non-Farm Payroll number, a very important number indeed, that'll be coming out tomorrow afternoon UK time, tomorrow morning American time. So the probability is still stacked that unfortunately there's another leg down, maybe a double bottom here, and in that double bottom the MTI and the buy-sell ratio will make a rising bottom. That positive divergence normally leads a major reversal. So if we have a look now at my dear old friend the S&P, that's what it's doing today. That was a really great trade yesterday. I put up the daily chart now. You'll see the basis of this, although it's an awful lot clearer on the intraday pictures. But as you can see, there is a line in the sand, and yesterday morning at the open, the S&P gapped down, and it gapped down to that level, and then it reversed. Maybe not as sharp as I should have been, but that was my entry yesterday, and I rode it the whole way up until it went back and clipped that moving average. So that I was out and about, but I kept my eyes on it up to about there. So that was a really nice trade. Good start. Managed to get this, as I say, since the VectorVest primary wave has been turned up. I've been, in fact, taking mostly long trades. Unfortunately, on Monday afternoon, after I spoke to the VectorVest customers in our weekly Q&A, the primary wave on VectorVest was still down. I was looking for, in fact, a short on Monday, but the market turned. So I didn't lose any money, but I missed the move up. And I found over the last while that if I take my trades in the direction of the VectorVest primary wave, that I get very lucky indeed. And some very good trades here to start the month for me. That was a beauty yesterday as it came back, and this old resistance became support. Much more difficult to see here on the intraday markets. The 24-hour market really easy to see. So I don't think I'm going to bother unless I see this high going. I'm not sure that I'm going to bother with anything today. Invariably, market sort of sits and goes sideways, runs stop losses. The floor traders have a field day on the run up to non-farm payroll. Still early yet, it's only half an hour into the session, but that's my gut feeling at this stage of the day. I have got a couple of positions running. First of all, I've taken a position in gold, and I'm long of gold. And if you go back 2 or 3 videos, I did a long and probably boring video of the setup on gold from a monthly chart to a weekly chart to a daily chart that I've been sitting waiting on for the last few days. I'm long of gold on a spread bet from 1674. It was nicely up. It's pulled back a little bit today. I would expect, if you actually revisit that video, I would expect the daily 8-bar stochastic to pull back into an oversold situation. If it pulls back into an oversold situation without taking out the last low and reverses, then that'll be a signal to really load up in that position. So I've got a spread bet in gold running, and I've also got 2 other spread bets running. I have a reasonable size of position in Pan-African Resources in the UK, and I have a position in the GDX. It's a spread bet in the GDX. That's from the same time as I bought into gold at 1674. And I've also got a spread bet on the XLE, and unfortunately not from a particularly good level. But oil to me looks as if it wants to go again. And that's the oil market. If you look, that was the level, and then gapped up, and I meant from somewhere around here. And as you can see, we've got a triangle here, and those of you that are classical technical analysts will see that hopefully, it hasn't done it yet, but hopefully the darn thing is going to break on the 4th attempt. We can see, as you know, there's a great deal of politics involved in the oil market. It was on the front page of the Financial Times today. So along with that, who knows what's going to happen next? Always easy to make decisions when you've got all the facts, but when you've got all the facts, there's no money to be made. So making decisions when you haven't got all the facts is the key to the exercise. Those of you that like to read, there's a really good book called Thinking in Bets by a lady called Annie Duke. And Annie she's got a PhD in psychology, and she was an American champion. She is an American champion poker player. Not an easiest read in the world, but a really good read called Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke. And she'll do her best to show you how to make decisions when you haven't got all the facts. I've probably told you before, it's one of the 3 books that I've got on my desk here. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke, and The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, how to keep your mind focused on what's happening now. Invaluable knowledge for markets, because that little bar going up and down, especially when the market is live, can put the fear of God into you. This is the GDX. I particularly like the GDX because it's showing what my dear friend Larry Pesavetis named as a Gartley 222 pattern. And this is a thrust and an AB equals CD to the 78% retracement and a move up. So I'm long of that since the start of the week. I spoke about that at the VectorVest international forum last Saturday afternoon. It's a harmonic pattern. It's very contrarian. Nobody could be more contrarian than my dear friend Larry Pesabetis. But I'm long of gold in three ways: Pan-African Resources, a small London miner in South Africa that I know very well, the GDX, and on physical gold, on a spread bet on the gold price itself in dollars. I have that bet on the XLE, which is a bet in oil, plus I've got a large position in Shell, off a bit today, I believe, on news, but still looking very good. Bought into it at about £11, so I'm very happy with that. So that's what I've been up to, folks. Very bullish on gold, starting to look very bullish on oil. And the stock market, I think tomorrow will be a very important afternoon for the stock market. And as you can see, the S&P now has pulled back a little bit. I would expect it to trade in that range today. Where's my intraday chart here? Let's bring it up again over a couple of days. That's what the market has done today. I suppose you could have been short here as it broke down through that low. That would have been a nice little short, that's for sure. It would have been against the VectorVest primary wave. Nevertheless, if you're happy to trade against the longer term trend, then that would have been a nice little short. That's what traders call a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and breaks down through that low. I heard somebody calling it a pocket pivot the other day, but the 1, 2, 3 has been around since trading started. First popularized by Mr. Gann a long time ago. Those of you that know my work will see that there's a little spring here. I didn't get in at the spring. I was sleeping. I think that if you are looking at a bar like this, it's a 5-minute bar. It's a 2-minute bar. But let me put up a 5-minute bar. That's what I was using. 2 minutes. Two minutes is far too fast for me. I haven't got what it takes anymore on a 2-minute chart. But that was the 1, 2, 3 on this yesterday, and I found that 1, 2, 3s that are above the 21 period moving average, well, if you just did that, you would be profitable. But the key yesterday was this level, and that level, in fact, was that previous resistance becoming support. And if you put up the E-mini over on a 24-hour market, you can see that level clearly. And then it broke up and was confirmed by this. Maybe I should have been in earlier here, but that was a darn good piece of trading. 1, 2, 3, not nearly as clear on the 5-minute chart. I don't trade the 2-minute chart. I leave that to young fellas like Tom Hogarth to do that. That's too much for me. Nevertheless, that now would have been quite a good trade. So I would expect markets to, in fact, be difficult this afternoon, and we wait for the non-farm payrolls tomorrow. I hope you found that useful, folks. If I get time, I'll do another one of these tomorrow afternoon after the non-farm payrolls comes out. UK people, I'm doing an interview on core finance tomorrow morning, and that will be out on the VectorVest YouTube page mid-afternoon. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.